All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is VC Pramod. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the annual meeting of Confederation of Indian Industry via video conferencing this evening. Lok Sabha passes Constitution 127th Amendment Bill to restore power of states and union territories to make their own OBC lists. National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Amendment Bill and the National Commission for Homeopathy Amendment Bill also passed in Lok Sabha. Nearly 72% of financial transactions of public sector banks are now done through digital channels. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage about to cross 52 crore mark. Recovery rate stands at 97.4%. Maharashtra government orders reopening of offline schools from 17th of this month. Himachal Pradesh to keep all schools closed till the 22nd of this month in view of increase in COVID-19 cases. Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 to be held across the country from 13th August to 2nd October as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. United Nations Special Envoy for Myanmar warns of a full-scale civil war if all key parties don't hold a successful dialogue. And in World Archery Youth Championship, Indian compound archery girls and mixed team break 2 junior world records during qualification stages in Wrocław, Poland. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise the young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise the listeners not to lower the guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the Confederation of Indian Industry CII annual meeting today at 4:30 p.m. through video conferencing. The theme of the meeting is India at 75, Government and Business Working Together for Atmanirbhar Bharat. The CII annual meeting 2021 will be held over 2 days. Deputy Prime Minister and Coordinating Minister for Economic Policy Singapore, Hang Swee Keat, will address as special international guest speaker. The event will also have the participation of many ministers, senior officials, academics and prominent representatives of Indian industry. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that Ujjwala scheme has given a thrust to women's empowerment in the country and women are going to play an important role in the development of the nation. He was speaking at the launch of the second phase of the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana by handing over LPG connections in Mahoba district of Uttar Pradesh via video conferencing. During the event, the Prime Minister also interacted with beneficiaries of Ujjwala 2.0. The Prime Minister said the women of the country were suffering for ages and struggling for basic amenities like toilets, drinking water and gas. He said our daughters can only contribute to the development of the nation once their basic problems are solved, and his government has launched many schemes to achieve this target.
हमारी बेटियां घर और रसोई से बाहर निकलकर राष्ट्र निर्माण में व्यापक योगदान तभी दे पाएंगी जब पहले घर और रसोई से जुड़ी समस्याएं हल होगी। इसलिए बीते 6-7 सालों में ऐसे हर समाधान के लिए मिशन मोड पर काम किया गया है।
Mr. Modi said the Ujjwala scheme also helped the poor during the corona period and it also helped in expansion of distribution centers of LPG. Now, LPG coverage is going to reach 100% in the country. He said the second phase of the Ujjwala scheme is going to benefit a lot of migrant workers. Talking about the expansion of facilities to get gas connection easily, the Prime Minister said 21 lakh households of 50 districts of UP are going to be connected with piped gas systems. On World Biofuel Day, the Prime Minister said many schemes have been launched for clean energy. Mr. Modi remembered Major Dhyan Chand, who was from the Bundelkhand region, and said that now Khel Ratna awards are named after him, which will motivate the players of the country.
The Lok Sabha has unanimously passed the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021. The bill was passed yesterday with more than two-thirds of majority of the House strength as well as the members present in the House. During division of votes, 385 members voted in favor of the bill and none against. The legislation seeks to restore the power of states and union territories to make their own OBC lists. Replying to a debate on the bill, Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Dr. Virendra Kumar said it will empower the state in preparing their own OBC lists. Dr. Kumar reiterated the government's commitment for the welfare of the OBC community.
ओबीसी की क्रीमी लेयर की सीमा भी सामान्य अटल जी की सरकार के समय ही 2004 में पहली बार बढ़ाई गई। 2004 से 14 तक यूपीए की सरकार एनसीबीसी को संवैधानिक दर्जा देने की मांग होती रही, परंतु उस मांग को पूरा करने का काम देश के प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार के द्वारा ही किया गया। मानिए 50% आरक्षण की जो बात कही गई, इसकी सीमा बढ़ाने के लिए बात की गई, कई राजनीतिक दलों के हमारे सांसदों के द्वारा की गई। सरकार इस भावना को अच्छी तरह समझती है कि 50% की आरक्षण की सीमा पर विचार होना चाहिए, विशेष रूप से इसलिए क्योंकि 50% की सीमा 30 साल पहले लगाई गई थी, लेकिन न्यायालय ने अभी तक बार-बार यह स्टैंड लिया है कि 50% आरक्षण की सीमा रहना चाहिए और इसलिए इसके संवैधानिक एवं कानूनी पहलुओं का सावधानीपूर्वक अध्ययन करने की आवश्यकता है।
The Lok Sabha has passed the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Amendment Bill 2021 and the National Commission for Homeopathy Amendment Bill 2021. These two bills were passed yesterday amidst din without discussion. The National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Amendment Bill 2021 proposes to amend the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Act 2020. Similarly, the National Commission for Homeopathy Amendment Bill proposes to amend the National Commission for Homeopathy Act 2020 to provide a medical education system that improves access to quality and affordable medical education. Both the bills were moved by Ayush Minister Sarbananda Sonowal in the Lok Sabha.
Nearly 72% of financial transactions of public sector banks are now done through digital channels. Minister of State for Finance Dr. Bhagwat Karad said this in a written reply in Rajya Sabha. Customers active on digital channels having doubled from 3.4 crore in 2019-20 to 7.6 crore in 2020-21. The minister stated that a license for banking is given by the Reserve Bank of India, and RBI has informed that it is not considering a separate licensing category for digital banks at present. Digital retail loan request initiation through digital channels has been enabled in all the 7 large public sector banks, with the retail disbursement from loan request initiated in 2020-21 amounting to 40,819 crore rupees. The Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Bill 2020 is likely to be taken up by Lok Sabha for consideration and passing today. The bill seeks to provide for the regulation of assisted reproductive technology, ART services in the country. It provides that every ART clinic and bank must be registered under the National Registry of Banks and Clinics of India. The National Registry will be established under the bill and will act as a central database with details of all ART clinics and banks in the country. Rajya Sabha is scheduled to take up the General Insurance Business Nationalization Amendment Bill 2021 for consideration and passing. The bill seeks to provide for greater private sector participation in the public sector insurance companies regulated under the Act.
Reserve Bank of India has asked banks to monitor variability of cash in ATMs and ensure timely replenishment to avoid cash outs. It has clearly said that from 1st October 2021, cash out at any ATM of more than 10 hours in the month will attract a penalty of Rs 10,000 per ATM. If a customer is not able to withdraw cash due to non-availability of cash in a particular ATM, will be counted as an instance of cash out in an ATM. RBI issued notification of scheme of penalty for non-replenishment of ATMs yesterday. It has asked all the banks and white label ATM operators to put in place a robust system for monitoring the availability of cash in ATMs. Banks shall submit system-generated statements on downtime of ATMs due to non-replenishment of cash to the issue department of RBI every month within 5 days of the following month. In the run-up to the Independence Day, we bring you stories on sectors which have made major impact on the lives of citizens. In this series, today we bring you a report on Digital India. Addressing a function to mark the 6th year of government's flagship program Digital India on the 1st of July this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Digital India has played a pivotal role in providing healthcare facilities in different parts of the country. He said Digital India and CoWIN are helping the country during the world's largest vaccination drive.
इस कोरोना काल में जो डिजिटल सॉल्यूशन भारत ने तैयार किए हैं वो आज पूरी दुनिया में चर्चा का भी विषय है और आकर्षण का भी विषय है। टीकाकरण के लिए भारत के कोविन ऐप में भी आज अनेकों देश चाहते हैं उनके देश में इस योजना का लाभ मिले। वैक्सीनेशन की प्रक्रिया के लिए ऐसा मॉनिटरिंग टूल होना हमारी तकनीकी कुशलता का प्रमाण है।
Our correspondent reports that government launched Digital India mission with a vision to transform the country into a digitally empowered society and knowledge-based economy. Today, people are getting services, facilities, social, health and financial benefits at their doorstep through this robust digital infrastructure. A report.
Digital India is playing an instrumental role in every sphere of life of the people by providing seamless services and governance. It has immensely contributed to the growth of economy, quality of life, employment and productivity. The digital and tech solutions not only provide human-centric approach towards development but also make technology a key part of all government schemes. In the last 6 to 7 years, around 17 lakh crore rupees have been transferred in the bank accounts of beneficiaries under various schemes: Aadhaar, Direct Benefit Transfer, Common Services Centers, DigiLocker, mobile-based Umang services, and participatory MyGov, Ayushman Bharat, and PM Kisan have positively impacted people's lives. The Digital India initiatives have also played a pivotal role during the COVID-19 pandemic, such as Arogya Setu, E-Sanjeevani, sensitization through MyGov and social media platforms. Suparna Sekia, AIR News, Delhi.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the annual meeting of Confederation of Indian Industry via video conferencing this evening. Lok Sabha passes Constitution 127th Amendment Bill to restore power of states and union territories to make their own OBC lists. National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Amendment Bill and the National Commission for Homeopathy Amendment Bill also passed in the Lok Sabha. Nearly 72% of financial transactions of public sector banks are now done through digital channels. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage about to cross 52 crore mark. Recovery rate stands at 97.4%. Maharashtra government orders reopening of offline schools from the 17th of this month. Himachal Pradesh to keep all schools closed till 22nd of this month in view of increase in COVID-19 cases. Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 to be held across the country from 13th August till 2nd October as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. United Nations Special Envoy for Myanmar warns of a full-scale civil war if all key parties don't hold a successful dialogue. And in World Archery Youth Championship, Indian compound archery girls and mixed team break 2 junior world records during qualification stages in Wrocław, Poland. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
Many districts of Uttar Pradesh are reeling under the flood fury. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has asked officials to intensify the rescue and relief operations. Chief Minister is himself visiting the districts where flood situation is grim and reviewing the flood situation. More from a correspondent.
After Etawah and Auraiya districts, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath yesterday visited flood-affected Hamirpur and Jalon districts where Betwa, Ken and Yamuna rivers are wreaking havoc and many villages are marooned. Because of the release of water into Yamuna river from Kota barrage and into Betwa river from Mata Tila dam, more than 90 villages are affected in Hamirpur district only. Chief Minister asked officials to make necessary arrangements for the people affected from flood. He instructed that at least one boat should be made available in each village and there must be arrangements for security of women in relief camps. Almost all major rivers are flowing above the danger mark, and Ganga and Yamuna rivers particularly have inundated the low-lying areas in Prayagraj, Varanasi, Ghazipur and Balia districts. In Varanasi, teams of NDRF and SDRF have been pressed into rescue operations where thousands of people are affected from flood. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
India's COVID vaccination coverage has reached nearly 52 crore now. Union Health Ministry yesterday said that more than 40 crore vaccine doses were administered as first dose and over 11 crore vaccine doses given as second doses so far. The new phase of universalization of COVID-19 vaccination commenced from the 21st of June this year. The ministry said more than 37,76,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. Over 20,47,000 vaccine doses were administered as first dose and more than 4 lakh vaccine doses given as second dose in the age group of 18 to 44 years.
Gujarat has recorded 21 new cases of COVID-19 during the last 24 hours. According to the State Health Department, the recovery rate stands at 98.75%. More from our correspondent.
24 patients recovered and discharged from the various hospitals during the last 24 hours in Gujarat. Maximum 7 new cases reported from Ahmedabad, while Surat recorded 5 new cases. No death was reported due to COVID-19 in the state yesterday. Meanwhile, more than 5 lakh people have been vaccinated in Gujarat yesterday. With these, more than 3 crore 76 lakh people have been vaccinated in the state till now. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
BJP members of parliament from Odisha have demanded the implementation of Ayushman Bharat scheme in the state. A delegation of BJP MPs led by Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan met Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia in New Delhi yesterday and handed over him a memorandum to this effect. More in this report.
Pitching for their demand, the delegation submitted that the Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana, the state's own version of healthcare scheme, has failed to account for about 25 lakh Gaudiya migrants who are working outside the state. The implementation of the Pan-India Ayushman Bharat Yojana can effectively address this gap while benefiting the people of the state in general, they said. The non-implementation of the Ayushman Bharat Yojana in Odisha, despite the lapse of 3 years from its nationwide rollout in 2018, has deprived about 60 lakh beneficiaries of the state from availing the healthcare benefits. The delegation has reasoned out before the centre. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
Maharashtra government has issued a government resolution GR regarding reopening of offline schools for classes 5th to 8th in rural areas and classes 8 to 12th in urban areas from the 17th of this month. According to the notification, the municipal commissioners have been authorized to take a decision to resume schools in Mumbai city, Mumbai suburbs and Thane city considering the COVID situation. As per the order, it is mandatory for the teachers to be fully vaccinated. The notification also stated that if even one COVID-19 case is detected in the school, authorities should immediately shut down the school premises till further order. Himachal Pradesh government has decided to keep all schools except the residentials in the state closed from today till the 22nd of this month in view of the increase in the number of COVID-19 cases in the past few days. However, teaching and non-teaching staff shall attend their school. According to State Government Disaster Management Cell order, the Education Department has been asked to frame SOPs for the residential schools for containment of COVID-19. It may be recalled that the state government had earlier allowed all schools, including residential ones, to open from the 2nd of this month in view of the decline in COVID cases. On the other hand, all persons intending to visit the state will have to carry the COVID vaccination certificate with double dose or a negative RT-PCR test report not older than 72 hours or RAT negative report not older than 24 hours from Friday.
Fit India Freedom Run being organized as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Singh Thakur will launch the nationwide program of Fit India Freedom Runs 2.0 on Friday. Minister of State Nisit Prananik will also join the launch event, where organizations like BSF, CISF, CRPF, Railways, NYKS, ITBP, NSG, SSB would also join virtually from iconic locations across the country. Further, there will be 75 physical events at different historical locations on launch day. Subsequently, each week, programs will be held in 75 districts and at 75 villages in each district till 2nd October 2021. Thus, Fit India Freedom Runs will be organized in 744 districts, 75 villages in each of the 744 districts and 30,000 educational institutions across the country. Through this initiative, more than 7.5 crore youth and citizens will be reached to take part in the run. The aim of this nationwide initiative is to encourage people to take up fitness activities such as running and sports in their daily lives. Through this campaign, citizens will be given a call to make a resolve to include physical activity of at least 30 minutes daily in their lives. Fitness ki dose, Aadha Ghanta Rose. Secretary General of SAARC, Isela Ruwan Weerakoon, yesterday met External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar during his week-long visit to India. The visit has been initiated from Sunday to explore the means to strengthen regional cooperation, including COVID-19 management. Taking to Twitter, Dr. Jaishankar stated that nice to welcome back Mr. E.R. Weerakoon, the 14th SAARC Secretary General.
United Nations Special Envoy for Myanmar has warned of a full-scale civil war if all key parties don't hold a successful dialogue on all issues of the South Asian country. UN Envoy Christine Schreiner-Burner yesterday said clashes between the military and local defense forces are continuing. People are frightened and suffering. There is no freedom of speech. The World Bank predicts an 18% drop in GDP this year, and the International Labour Organization estimates 2.2 million jobs have been lost since January, UN envoy added. On top of that, she said, Myanmar is currently facing a severe COVID-19 third wave with more than 3,33,000 reported cases, including 3,611 new cases yesterday. In a wide-ranging discussions with all sides in Myanmar, she said she realized no sides will give up and are ready to make any compromises. Therefore, she has decided not to wait for the ASEAN to appoint a special envoy and moved ahead with a proposal for an all-inclusive dialogue. Meanwhile, the United States announced $50 million in critical humanitarian assistance to the people of Myanmar, including those forced to flee violence and persecution.
Indian compound archery girls in the mixed team broke 2 junior world records during the qualification stages of the ongoing World Archery Youth Championship at Wrocław, Poland yesterday. The trio of Priya Gurjar, Parneet Kaur, Ridhu Varshini Senthil Kumar combined to shoot 2,067 out of the possible 2,160 in the cadet compound girls team category to clinch the top spot of the qualification round. The previous record was held by the USA at 2,045. Also in the compound cadet mixed team event, Priya Gurjar and Kushal Dalal took the top spot by shooting a world record score of 1,401. The recurve U21 men's team, on the other hand, took the second place with Parth Salunke with 663, leading the Indian challenge with the 7th place ranking in the individual section. The knockout stages will begin today, with the first round being a round of 64 clash. The compound women's team has got a bye to round of 16.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi is likely to experience strong surface winds during daytime. The temperature will hover between 27 and 36 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will vary between 29 and 33 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar will experience mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between 17 and 31 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Leh is expected to have partly cloudy sky. The minimum and maximum temperature will be between 13 and 26 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 20 and 32 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will experience partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The minimum temperature is 23 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 37 degrees. Dehradun will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Guwahati, Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Shillong will experience generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 16 and 23 degrees Celsius. Aizawl will have partly generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Kohima and Itanagar will experience generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Gangtok will experience generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 18 and 22 degrees Celsius. Agartala will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The temperature will hover between 26 and 32 degrees Celsius. Port Blair is expected to have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The temperature will vary between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius. And Diu is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum and maximum temperature will be between 27 and 32 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Lok Sabha passes Bill 386-0 to let states make own OBC list, leads the Times of India. The paper quoting the centre writes, "We understand sentiment to rethink quota limit. Parties get 48 hours to publish candidates' criminal records," observes the Hindu. PM launches Ujjwala 2.0 in poll-bound Uttar Pradesh, notes Financial Express. Opposition protest in Rajya Sabha on farmers' issue turns ugly, informs the Economic Times. Punjab government, party must work together, Sonia tells Chief Minister, reports the Tribune. In the works, India made drug to cure mild COVID, states the Indian Express. The Asian age quotes United States as saying, will isolate Taliban if they take power by force. Centre urges Indians in Afghanistan to return home, says the Pioneer. And finally, Hindustan Times carries a photograph of a beaming Lionel Messi greeting fans at the Le Bourget airport north of Paris. The caption above reads, "Adios Barcelona, bonjour Paris."
In summer news, in Algeria, wildfires have killed 42 people, including 25 soldiers. President Abdel Majid Tebboune yesterday expressed condolences for 25 soldiers who were killed as they rescued people in the areas of Bajeya and Tizi Ouzou, the epicenter of the blazes. The North African country's Prime Minister told the state television that the government had asked for help from the international community and was in talks with partners to hire planes to extinguish fires. Dozens of fires started up in the Kabylie region and elsewhere, and Algerian authorities sent in the army to help citizens with the blazes and evacuations. Multiple fires were burning through forest, destroying olive trees and killing cattle and chickens. The Kabylie region, 100 kilometers east of Algiers, the capital, has many difficult-to-access villages and limited water. Algeria joins a string of countries to be hit by major blazes in recent weeks, including Greece, Turkey, Cyprus, and the western United States. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the annual meeting of Confederation of Indian Industry via video conferencing this evening. Lok Sabha passes Constitution 127th Amendment Bill to restore power of states and union territories to make their own OBC lists. National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Amendment Bill and the National Commission for Homeopathy Amendment Bill also passed in Lok Sabha. Nearly 72% of financial transactions of public sector banks are now done through digital channels. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage about to cross 52 crore mark. Recovery rate stands at 97.4%. Maharashtra government orders reopening of offline schools from the 17th of this month. Himachal Pradesh to keep all schools closed till the 22nd of this month in view of increase in COVID-19 cases. Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 to be held across the country from the 13th of August to 2nd October as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. United Nations Special Envoy for Myanmar warns of full-scale civil war if all key parties don't hold successful dialogue. And in World Archery Youth Championship, Indian compound archery girls and mixed team break 2 junior world records during qualification stages in Wrocław, Poland. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.